another video for you. Ain't I hardworking? Today I'm going to share with you my updated face and brow makeup routine. And I've done a bajillion of this, but you know, it's been a long time since I've been back, and there are a ton of products that I have changed. Actually, I think most of the products I'm using are totally different from what I used to use. So if you've seen my makeup must-haves, like for the face makeup and then the brow and eye makeup, then you will see how I use them in this video. If you have any questions, comment them below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Most of the details that I'll be talking about in this video will be in the description box, so check that out, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Whoa, so no makeup. Actually, those are all healed pimples. They're just blemishes. So of course, I'm going to start off with some tea. We're pretending that this is early in the morning. And do you miss my headband? Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm going to start off by priming my face with the Skin Refined Zone by MAC, and this just closes my pores. And I mainly concentrate this on the inner part of my cheeks because that's where my pores are very, very obvious. And that's the most visible part of the face when you have foundation on in terms of pores. So I usually just pat it on, and then I'm going to use this Photo Loving Primer in purple to counteract the dullness of my face because I've really been into like a bright looking face. Ooh, background. Sorry about that. But anyway, so this just cancels out the dullness and brightens my face a little bit more. And then I'm going to use a third primer. Don't judge me. And it's going to be the Angel Veil Primer by NYX. And what this does is it just provides a very smooth canvas for foundation application. And as you can see, I really put a lot on my chin because I am using retinol, and it has made me peel a little bit, and especially in that area. So I'm just using this primer to smoothen everything out and for it to not hang onto the foundation when I apply it. So after all those three primers, my face is ready. I give it about 30 seconds to settle in, and I'm going to start mixing my foundation. I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear with the e.l.f. Flawless Foundation. I used to use the Silk Peptide by Ofra, but I ran out, and like I said in my previous video, I can't seem to shop on their website. So I'm improvising, and I'm just mixing these two to get the right color from me, because right now I'm a bit darker than my original color. And you know, this actually provides great coverage, but I don't want to put in a lot of product because these tend to look a bit cakey and unnatural on the skin. So I put in a very thin layer and then put some concealer on. And this is the Purple Concealer by NYX, and I use this on my under eyes. I usually use yellow, but I ran out, and so I'm using this. So what this does is it counteracts dullness as well, since my dark circles are a little bit dull, really. So let's just brighten that up with this concealer. And I'm using this Soho Beauty Blender to just pat that on, and it removes excess product. And I'm using this NYX concealer in Glow, and I'm going to apply that on my under eyes. This is more of like a highlighting color, really, with a little bit of coverage. If you just put this alone on your under eyes, it's not going to cover that darkness or line very well, but with the color correcting concealer, it works incredibly well. And I'm just patting that onto my skin once again. Now we are going to conceal the rest of my face, and I'm just using the HD concealer in beige, and I'm highlighting my face and concealing all at the same time. So these are the areas you want to highlight to lift up your face and make you look more bright and awake. And once again, I'm just blending that with my Soho Beauty Blender. I don't use the Beauty Blender that much just because I find that this Soho one is a lot less porous, and it's actually a lot more effective at blending my product seamlessly. Now I'm using the HD concealer in medium, and I'm just applying it to the blemishes around my skin that the foundation covered, but not really, you know, fully covered. So I'm just kind of reinforcing that, and I'm blending it with the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer. I'm going to set my under eyes with this under eye setting powder by e.l.f. and I'm using the Real Techniques setting powder. And I let the concealer on my forehead sit for a little bit for it to cover my blemishes there a bit better because it's such a visible area on the face. And I'm using the Stay Matte powder as usual to set my entire face. I haven't found a very good alternative to this product. If you have any cruelty-free suggestions, comment them below and I'll check them out because so far nothing has beaten this Stay Matte powder by Rimmel. And I just use my Real Techniques powder brush. Taking a break, kind of thirsty here. So now I'm going to move on to my brows. Well, no, not really, I lied. I'm going to do my contouring and I just use the Bahama Mama contour powder and this fluffy brush. And I've transferred or switched to buffy, like a big fluffy brush because it does the job so much faster and it just gives you a like well blended effect. Unless I really want a pronounced contour, then I use something else. And I'm using the e.l.f. blush palette. I believe this is in light, but I've mixed it all up because the dark, no, I think this is the dark one. The light one kind of fell apart, so I just switched the palettes in the dark one and took out the ones I didn't like from the dark palette. So anyway, I'm just applying that with the blush brush by Real Techniques, just above the contour area. And since I have a round face, I don't really focus it on like the apples of my cheeks. I focus it on the upper part of my cheeks, and I'm just blending it out and just putting it on my nose, making it look a little bit more natural. Natural. So after we're done with that, I'm just going to do a little bit of a touch up. If I needed anything else, I'll do that at this point. And then I'm going to move on to my brows. So I've only been using 3 products for my brows. If you watched my must-haves for the eyes, then you know what they are. I'm just using this IT Cosmetics Universal Brow Power pencil, and it has a spoolie at the end, and I'm just lining out my brows, concentrating on the tail end because I want the front part to look a little bit more natural and for the hair to kind of like be seen. And this is a part where I try to shape my brows accordingly. You know, sometimes they're different. Well, they're always different every time. I could never really get them perfect, the same and perfect every single time. Sometimes they're too thick, sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're too curved, sometimes they're angular. But you know, you just gotta make sure it's appropriate for your face shape and it complements your face. And so I'm extending it a little bit at the end, tail end, because it's supposed to line up with the outer part of your mouth. And I'm just filling that in, and that's how it looks like. So I just did both eyebrows, and now I'm going to blend in the pencil so it will remove the excess product. And I'm also going to kind of run it through the front part of my brows as well to cover any gaps. Now it's time to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, and I only apply that on the tail end because this stuff stays on pretty well, and obviously I want my tail to stay on and not disappear at the end of the day. So I just use feathery motion to apply it on my brows and kind of set the rest of the hair as well so they don't kind of move in different directions. And then I set it with my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Noir or Black. And I'm just trying to make the hair of my brows stand out a little bit so it doesn't look too drawn on. And so I did a boo-boo there. I just used a spoolie to kind of blend that out. So that's mainly everything for my brows. I don't even use concealer anymore unless, of course, I screwed up. I just set everything with my NYX Matte Finish spray, and I go all out on this part. And then I'll just fan myself to let it dry a lot quicker because obviously I don't have time to wait for it to set if I'm getting ready for work or anything like that. So that's it. this is the final look.
So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. My original one consisted of the, what do you call this? The Ofra Cosmetics Silk Peptide Foundation. I used that mostly, and then everything else is like what I used, but in this video I used the Matte Pro Longwear and the e.l.f. mixed together just because, you know, I need to get the right color, and it's just the most reliable products that I have right now. But I did buy the Tarte Full Coverage foundation, so I'll be doing a lot more demo videos for you, don't worry. I have a ton of foundations I have here that I purchased that I said I was going to do a demo on, but I never did, so I'm going to get on that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in my next video next week. Bye-bye.